Me watching him, he took a stumbling step backwards. He looked so out of his element right now. The Lovell family were all here, and I only just noticed they were all naked, covered in mud and blood. When no one moved, Alaric growled, then shouted in that alpha tone. "Everyone, now!" Tobias let his hand drop from my shoulder as my feet started to move with the others in the direction of the house. Home. My home. I had a home to go to. Whether I was still welcomed there? No. They would understand why I did what I did. There was a cold breeze, and Tobias was no longer standing there. I stopped, as everyone else did, and glanced up to see he was flying. His wings were magnificent, with a huge span, and even though the sky was dark and gray, the feathers glowed a deep gold from within. Words couldn't describe the beauty and elegance of this angel. We all watched in awe as he flew over the trees and towards home like it was normal to see a man flying in the sky. Home. Home. The others. My chest tightened as I stumbled forward. I needed to get back. What if my blood hadn't worked, hadn't healed them? What if they were all dying while I was here, watching the sunrise with my mates? I could never forgive myself for forgetting about them all. Oh God, Ada was there. She was human. Josh. Oh God, Joshy. The pain in my chest tightened, and I felt like I was going to be sick. I tried to suck in deep breaths, but it was like someone was strangling me from within. Lexi. Galen stood in front of me, his hands on my cheeks. I couldn't look at him. I didn't want him to see me like this. God, I was so weak, so pitiful. He wrapped his arms around my back and pulled me into his chest, helping to keep me steady. What others? Let me carry you, my love. The lump in my throat returned as too much emotion ran through me. He'd called me his love. I'd jumped off a cliff, and still, Galen called me his love. What did I do to deserve him? All of them. He was too good. I leaned into him, taking what strength I could, and breathed him in. Sunshine. If sunshine had a smell, that was Galen. My light. Where everyone else would think he was dark, he was my light. I just couldn't stop this guilt over everything I had done from eating me up. The injured ones. I choked on my words, trying to hold back tears. They're okay. I can hear them. They're fine. He pulled me back, his hands on my face again, his eyes searching mine. Don't beat yourself up. They're healing. Trust me? My shoulders dropped, and I let out a huge exhale. He could read me like a book. I nodded. I trusted him, and I always would. Please, let Galen carry you. This time, it was Maverick asking me. I shook my head. I didn't want to be carried back like some precious flower. I want to walk. I knew I didn't have the energy, but I didn't care. I just didn't want to see all the looks on everyone's faces when I got back. I ran from them all when they needed me to stay safe. Oh God, Ada. I'd said goodbye to her, and I didn't give her a chance to respond. I just ran out on her. Fuck. I fucked everything up, just like I always do. Chapter 2. Lexi. My feet were numb. I'd run out of the Lovell house barefoot. Not that that was important right now, but with every step, the twigs and small rocks were cutting into my feet. I didn't care. It wasn't like they wouldn't heal, and it was keeping me focused. I was alive. I felt pain, so I was still here. I got to live, but how many had to die for that? Too much had happened. If Tobias hadn't been there, if he'd been a second too late, my heart dropped just at the thought. But he wasn't. He'd caught me. When I was a little girl and in one of the many foster homes, I would dream that someone would come for me. They would tell me they had been searching for me, and now that they'd found me, they would